I think we're live now. Yes, we are. Hey there, guys. It's been a while, but we're back with the Johnsons Live Hangout. We last did this back about the summer of last year, I'm pretty sure of that. And it was a weekly edition. We did them when we could, pretty much on a Saturday, each Saturday, unless we couldn't do it for some reason and we came back the following week. But they were a lot of fun to do. We both stopped for a while and thought take a little break. And it's now December of 2017, so it's a year ahead. And I just thought we'd do a Christmas special, and we're back. We're both back here now. You'll see Eugene in a second, but I just want to just say just quickly first that last year he did the movie Running Away from the Unknown, and if you haven't seen that movie yet, I have, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And that was, I believe, your first job, was it, that one?
Yes, that was my first job. I did a little bit of acting in school,
Yeah. But that
but
was your first movie. So if you haven't seen it for any reason, guys, check it out. There'll be a link in the description of the YouTube video. But check it out after you've watched this chat, and then you'll enjoy the movie more. 'Cause it's a bit weird if you watch one thing and the other, you know what I mean? But yeah, be sure to check that out. And I enjoyed it, and I did a video about it as well, saying how much I enjoyed it. I reviewed it as well. And Dominic, is it Dominic Calvito actually commented on the video and
yes,
said he enjoyed the review, and that was really nice of him.
yeah, I mean, he told me he was like, that was very nice of you to review the movie and try to get it out there.
Yeah.
Plus, big news on the horizon.
Okay.
Hopefully, if everything works out, there's supposed to be a fellow in Australia that wants to distribute the movie.
That's good.
So yeah, it might be pretty big overseas. I don't know yet, but that's what they're trying to do. I mean, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but it's got a lot of negative hits on it.
Really.
Yep. So, I mean, well, with what it all represents, and,
Yeah.
I mean, 90% of the population, they come in from work or whatever and they sit down and want to drink. So,
Mm. Yeah,
when
because
you
the
do,
story is about coming out of alcoholism, isn't it? And
mhm,
it surrounds that subject.
yes.
But
And
I
it's
hope
a
it does well. I mean, I hope it what you said, distributes and maybe get some hard copies and stuff. That'd be kind of
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And I mean, well, I mean, anything that you deal with when it comes to addiction is a touchy subject. So, a lot of people don't want to, acknowledge that they have an addiction or anything like that. So I think a lot of people just didn't like it over that fact. But I mean, if it gets distributed in Australia, um, that may change. And also, uh, here in June of this coming year, I'll be shooting The Five of Us.
Mhm. Well, that's the next film we'll be working on. No, is that what kind of
Yes,
movie is that?
it's a movie about the mafia, and I will be playing a hitman.
Okay, and from a
So,
demon to a hitman.
yep. So, I mean, I always got to play a bad guy, I guess, because just because of my size, and
And
I
because
was,
you're a fan of horror.
yeah. And I mean, well, C.J. Graham and Kane Hodder both, from the Jason franchise, told me that I was a real good bad guy. I had the bad guy look.
I mean,
So
it's. I hope you get like a proper Jason role, because I know you said you're going to be doing a fan film at some point.
yeah,
But I hope you get to actually do the proper thing at some time. You know, maybe come
yeah,
back as an actor that does the actual Jason.
yeah. That would be a dream come true. It really would.
Yeah. And that little
And
behind the scenes video of Thanksgiving with, was it your cousin?
it was actually me and my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. I mean, well, Thanksgiving, everybody's cutting the turkey and, talking and stuff like that. So I thought it'd be funny if Jason and Michael Myers cut the turkey.
I've been able to
So,
do a movie like Jason and Michael Myers, like Jason
yeah,
versus Michael Myers, because they've done the Freddy versus Jason thing.
mm,
Yeah, I thought
yeah,
that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, well, Kane Hodder actually expressed interest in wanting to play Michael Myers,
Hmm.
which I think he would do. I think he'd do an excellent job.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess they're making another Halloween that's going to be released sometime next year.
Yeah,
And
and Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back for it.
yes, Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back, but I've read some of the storyline, and I think I'm going to be very upset by it
Yeah.
because they're eliminating Michael Myers' supernatural power. They're making him human,
Mm.
and they're making this movie where, like, the first one happened, the original in 1978, and
Yeah.
they're skipping all the sequels, and they're going straight to the new one, which is not going to make any sense.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like it makes any sense at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, um, what's the woman's name from Zombieland? Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is actually in the running to play Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter in the new movie.
Right. Why can't they just leave it alone with all the sequels? I mean, there's plenty of them, isn't there?
Yeah, and I mean, well, and also, it really doesn't make any sense to completely, shy away from saying that Danielle Harris was Jamie's daughter in the original movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't. She did the remake. I'm sure she'd been available to do the new one, but I guess they didn't want her.
Would you give it a watch if it comes out on?
I'll probably watch it. I still have to watch Leatherface that just come out here recently. I'm actually waiting to buy it off of Vudu. So, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people said I wouldn't like it. I don't know if I will or not, but I'm still going to support the franchise because that's the way a lot of people do. Like, they'll make a really bad version of the movie, and then if the people didn't like it, they'll come back and redo it. So,
I read the Leatherface movie, but I haven't seen it.
yeah, I mean, Ashley McGee was actually talking to me about it and told me to watch it. And I just been so busy, I haven't had time to watch it. But hopefully, I'll be able to watch it here soon.
Yeah. So, see, this is a Christmas special one. What's your favorite Christmas movie, or it could also be a Christmas horror movie?
Well, actually, one of my favorite Christmas movies is not horror at all. It's called A Christmas Story.
Okay.
I like A Christmas Story, and it's just not Christmas to me without also watching Home Alone and Home Alone 2.
Hmm. And what
So,
about Ernest Saves Christmas?
Ernest Saves Christmas, of course, classic. So,
Yeah. Well, now I got to go back to it. Even though I have the VHS of that, I've been on the track trying to get there's certain ones on Blu-ray and DVD. I haven't managed to get any more than Ernest Goes to Jail, But I've still got a VCR, so I always stick in the VHS of Ernest Saves Christmas around this time of year.
yeah, and well, to be honest with you, one of my Christmas presents that I've asked for is a VHS triple box set.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I have a VCR too, still works and everything like that. So yeah, I still watch VHSs every once in a while.
I think it's still really so like nostalgic, and it goes back to those old VHS days. And we talked about quite a bit on the original Johnson's Life last year, when we
Hmm.
talked about the nostalgia of just going into a video rental store with all the VHSs and that and certain smell it had and all that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it did. I mean, you walked in, you smelled the cardboard of the VHS box cases, and I
And you're
mean,
still thinking of it and talking about it now. It makes you still think that, oh man, I could still be in that sort of moment.
hmm and I mean, well, the thing is that 90% of the VHS rental places, when you walked in, you had candy, you had popcorn, you had stuff there, snacks for sale. So you'd smell that.
Yeah,
And then, if you had a little extra money on the weekends, you go get you a movie and get you a bag of popcorn or a candy bar and go home and watch it
yeah. What was the
and eat your
last
candy bar.
movie? What was the last movie you'd say you remember watching from the old VHS rental store days?
Let's see here. Oh, that's a tough one. Let's see. Um, one of probably the last movies that I actually rented at the VHS rental store was Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the R-rated version of the Alien versus Predator that everybody wanted.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, the first Alien versus Predator, they advertised it, and then come to find out it was PG-13, so they couldn't show all the Predator doing his, you know, the classic cutting people's arms off and all that stuff. So they couldn't do that in a PG-13 movie. So
Kind of
they made,
upset me quite a bit when they got rid of all the Blockbuster video stores, you know? Like,
yes, yeah, and I mean, well, Blockbuster had actually had a chance to merge with Netflix
okay.
because Netflix was on the verge of bankruptcy. So they offered to merge with Blockbuster, which Blockbuster said no, they could make it on their own. And then next thing you know, Netflix started making money, and that was the end of every video store in America and I guess in England too.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I can't remember if I said this before, but we had a Blockbuster right near, like, I say maybe a block down the street.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we got like a small Tesco, which is like a small store where you can get, like, you know, your food and milk and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like, opposite or a little way down from there was a Blockbuster movie store. And
Mm-hmm.
actually now, since the Blockbuster closed, it's actually now a pizza place.
Yeah, well, it's still not the same. It should be a video store and a pizza place together.
Yeah,
Yeah, that way you get your movies and pizza and bring them home.
yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad to see that there's no video rental places anymore. And I mean, Redbox, I just think Redbox is stupid. But I mean, you know, the internet and everything else just killed the video stores. So
There's a movie I actually should recommend to you. It's called Eat Locals. It's like a comedy British vampire movie.
uh-huh.
Kind of funny. And I think I did a video saying that was my last pickup before Christmas. So I saw this one. I got these on DVD as well, but it was now on Blu-ray. It was pretty cheap. It was about, well, UK money, it was £7, £7.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the original Lost Boys.
Classic. You never go wrong with it.
And this one, well, because I don't know if it's because it's a re-release on Blu-ray here, but there's a nice lot of extras on it. So you've got like the commentary, you've got additional scenes, a retrospective documentary, like a little bit on the Sam and the Frog Brothers, multi-angle video commentary with vamping out like the creations of Greg Cannon, the makeup artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a whole lot of stuff on it, and like there's the this is like a popular little slip cover. And in the movie, you've got the part where it says maggots. You're eating maggots, Michael. So you got like, the picture of the thing there on the slip. So that was interesting. This is the re-release, and I think this is on Steelbook as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't the Steelbook one. Wasn't where I picked it up. So I thought I saw this. I thought I might as well just get this one. But what I thought was kind of cool was I would have been I would have liked the same picture there to be on the case inside. Yeah. So I'm glad that when I got home and actually opened it up, it actually was the original artwork from the original release.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. I think the original thing on the back as well with Kiefer there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad about that. I think we got some artwork on the disc, so it's not blank, but you know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad for that, as I thoroughly enjoyed that. The sequels, I don't know if you've seen the sequels. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I didn't care much for them. I mean, I did like part 2 a little bit because yes, it had Kiefer's younger brother in it.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, though, the original cast were the best.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, but yeah, I do like that Chinese takeout container on the front of that one. That's pretty cool.
So I thought I'd choose this one over the Steelbook, and it got a nice artwork on the front. So
Mm-hmm.
and you get more for your money with the extras that's on it as well. So I finished watching all the extras on it. Excuse me, last night. I
Mm-hmm.
watched the movie on Wednesday. Oh, yeah, Wednesday, and I watched all the rest of the last couple of nights of the week. So thoroughly enjoyed watching those. And I'm still currently watching this. I started watching the old series again on Halloween,
Yeah.
and I'm still going through the final season at the moment, the seventh and final one. I'm up to disc 2 at the moment, and the Tale of the Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, classic Nickelodeon show. I think you said you've seen it as well back when it was on.
Yep.
Uh,
Many years ago.
yeah, another show that's still. These the season 6 and 7. So this one as well. These are the official Canadian ones
Mm-hmm.
because I don't think that the US. I can buy imports. I can play imports. I don't think the US had a season 6 and 7 set. I do
Yeah.
have I do have a US one for season 5, which was good because in the UK here they never released any more sets after season 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to import them, but in a way, I still got a complete collection because of being able to import and watch the rest of them. So
Yeah, of course.
kind of cool. Well, let's see if we got. Oh, we got 2 views at the moment. Hello to whoever's watching. No
Hello,
comments
everybody.
yet. Guys, friends, if you enjoying this, please ask us some questions, but keep it clean and not too personal because either if trolls are watching and you say stuff, they will be immediately deleted. And
Mm-hmm.
I have the power to do that. I am the host of this chat, so I can just go into the chat and just go to whatever name that says anything and go into it and actually just erase what was posted. So bear that in mind, and you'll be able to ask us stuff, and again keep it nice, and we'll be able to answer what you've got to say to to make this chat a whole fun ride. But yeah, I had to say that because you do get some people sometimes. We did last year, didn't we, as well? That kind of go
Yeah.
it down a bit. So we just want to keep it fun. This is the
Yeah.
first one we've done in a year. We may do another one at some point, down the way. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first time back with them, so we want to be able to enjoy ourselves and not get down with.
Yeah, and well, that's one reason that I took a break from YouTube.
Yeah. Are you gonna come back and do any new videos sometime?
Yeah, I'm gonna come back and do some videos, but it just got on my nerves with the trolls and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why when I do my Bigfoot show,
I've noticed those, and I enjoyed those.
yeah, I made it more of a podcast.
Yeah.
So, it's just basically discussing theories and stuff like that. So, yeah.
How is it going with the podcast and all the sort of ghost hunting stuff you've been doing?
Well, it's actually going pretty good. One video that I did called "The Land Between the Lakes Monster" actually has over 11,000 views on it as we speak.
That's great.
Yep. So that's been my most popular show. But yeah, people have seemed to enjoy it. So as long as they enjoy it.
When do you do them? When do you do the podcast?
I usually do them maybe a month to 2 months apart. That way I can get my research done and, find an interesting encounter to, pass on. But yeah, I usually sit there and do my research and stuff and write down the story I want to tell, and then I'll tell it on the podcast. And all these stories are supposedly true, so I try to, tell it from the eyewitness account.
Yeah. How about your band? Because you said about a band last time. Were you a band?
We kind of took a break because, well, doing the band thing and having to travel to different states to play.
Yeah,
and, yeah, not making that much money playing, it kind of, adds pressure to you because, we played just out of state, a place called Cincinnati, Ohio, and we made $15, the whole band. So, Yeah, and I mean it costs like $20 to get there. So yeah, I lost out $5 because only got paid $15. But that had to be split between all the band members.
Yeah, so you got to do a lot of traveling then when you did that.
Yep, a lot of traveling, a lot of spending of your own money and stuff like that. I mean, if I was making tons of money,
Yeah,
playing and stuff like that, I'd have no problem with it. But where, you can't make any money hardly and you're using your own money, you'll be broke. So,
yeah. Let's talk a little bit now about your recent purchases of the Jason Hurd and the hockey mask.
yes, these two products that I just purchased, they were actually birthday gifts
Yeah.
for me. So, as not, I don't know how many people know it, but my birthday was last month. Well, 2 months ago. I was
Happy birthday from 2 months ago.
Thank you. Yes, it was my 33rd birthday. I turned 33 on October 23rd. And
33 you are?
yeah, 33.
That's the same age
So,
as I am now. Well, I was
yeah,
33 in June.
yeah, and I remembered your birthday was in June. Um, but yeah, I turned 33 and I had been wanting, I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but there's an artist called Crash Cunningham. You can go to www.crashcreations.com
Mm-hmm.
and he has where he's making these masks. He cannot call it a Friday the 13th Part 3 Jason mask because of copyright infringement.
Yeah.
Because he's an independent artist. So the masks altogether in English pounds was 190 pounds.
That is a lot.
Yep. So in American, that's $256.
Mm-hmm. It
So it
sounds like
took,
a lot more.
yeah. So basically, what I did was for the hood, all the birthday money I received, and with the help of my girlfriend Tammy,
Yeah.
we all went in together and I got the hood, but my sister-in-law actually bought me the hockey mask. So with her buying the hockey mask, the original plan was just to get the hockey mask. I was going to save,
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to save my birthday money to get the hockey mask, but luckily she come through and bought the mask from me straight out. So that saved me some money. So I was able to get the hood also. I'll show you. This is as you can see, Crash Cunningham.
Yeah.
And what really sets his masks apart from any other independent artist is he ships them in evidence bags.
And actually, yeah, I see the picture of that on the Google chat.
Yep. So he sent this in an evidence bag. And if you look at the back, it has evidence tape
Yeah, that's good.
on the back. And if you read the bag, it says Wessex County Sheriff's Department. And then it's got description of evidence, goalie mask with red markings, location of collection, barn on Higgins property near Crystal Lake. And then it says type of offense, homicide, victims, multiple. And then here we go.
That's like a nice little kind of replica to keep it in as well, isn't it?
Yes, I mean this is what makes his masks magical. I mean, not only is it an amazing job that he did, but just sending it in this, it's the icing on the cake.
Is this like his occupation as well? He makes them for a living.
Yes, he makes them for a living, and I mean, it was the mask, the hockey mask itself was $150 American, so
Yeah.
quite a lot. But you're paying for his, time and his artwork. I mean, when you order, it takes him usually 2 months to do a mask.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, that's the amount of detail he puts into it. This is the most accurate hockey mask you can get.
Yeah, yeah. It's not just an item you're buying, is it? It's the actual work that's going into it as well.
The work that's going into it, and I mean, every detail from the movie is in this mask. Hang on, I'll show it to you.
Mm-hmm. That is great. I like
Yeah.
all the like the what looks like kind of veins or bits of dirt on it as well.
Yes. And I mean, but this camera doesn't do it justice. But if you look closely, you can
Yeah.
see the crackling paint effect.
Hmm.
And I mean, he nailed the nose. He nailed the scuff marks to a T. This is, I mean, it's like I basically reached in the TV and grabbed it off Jason's face in part three.
That would that would be good.
Yeah, so
I bet it
this,
feels like that because it looks that good.
yes, it is very, very, very detailed. I love it. This is my favorite hockey mask. And I mean, that's the thing. You remember I was painting my own masks,
Yeah.
but there's too much detail in a part three for me to do myself because I mean, as you can see, there's tons of scuff marks and wear and everything else on it. And I mean, but yeah, this is
I
my
bet you
favorite.
had to watch the movie pretty close to get all the details right.
Yeah, he watches the movie and he takes screenshots, HD screenshots of the
Yeah.
mask. So I mean, yeah, but this is by far the most amazing mask I own. And inside, you can see it. There's his sticker that he puts in every mask, and it's signed by the man himself. So,
It's great.
Crash, yep, Crash signs every mask he does. Now for the hood.
Is that from the same company as well?
Actually, no. Crash Cunningham does basically just hockey masks. The hood is made by Paul Daniels from Dark Side Studios, not Dark Ride, because Dark Ride Studios makes Freddy masks.
Yeah.
But you can find him just by going to Google and putting DSS masks, and you'll find his website because he says he's told numerous people he does not make Freddy masks. You know, he does a really cool Pennywise mask though, and he's got a David mask that he does from the Lost Boys. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, but you pay for what you get, and I mean he did amazing with this. This is the deluxe part three hood.
Hmm.
It's got a longer bib on it, which goes down into your shirt,
Yeah.
and it's got the hunchback molded into the mask. So
How long can you wear that for? Because I'm sure it'd get pretty hot in there.
it gets hot. Depends on what you do. A lot of people will wear them with a Under Armour, like a face mask, so it
Okay.
stays cool.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's good.
yep. And as you can see,
It's like
uh,
real. It looks like real, really thick latex as well.
yes, it is very thick latex, and there's the hunchback,
Yeah.
and of course there's the lumpy head, and then you got the chest. So yeah, I mean it's a very cool hood, and if you look closely, there's veins
Hmm.
in the mask. So, and I mean he did that with both sides of it.
Why was Jason actually deformed in the movie? Like, what was his background?
Well, Jason was actually a mongoloid child.
Hmm.
A mongoloid is the technical term for it because basically what it is a condition that a lot of people have had, just like, well, I don't want to say the Elephant Man, but he had a similar, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't called elephantinitis like what John Merrick had. But and John Merrick was actually running rampant.
Yeah.
So, but he was a mongoloid child, and people made fun of him as a child. So he basically grew up, till he was 12, and then that's when he drowned in Crystal Lake.
Yeah.
So
What's the one where he actually comes out of the water? Is that the first one? The end of it?
that, that's the first one. He actually comes out of the water, and me and the guy that actually came out of the water, his name's Ari Lehman. We are good friends.
That's nice.
Yep. So I mean, yeah, and oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I got a new tattoo.
That's nice.
Yep, that is Clint Eastwood. I
You
got
like his
that.
movies?
Yes, I love his movies. He's one of my favorite actors, and I got that actually this past March at Horror Hound in Cincinnati, Ohio.
They went to that convention. Was it good?
Yes, it was very good. I actually got to meet John Jarrett from Wolf Creek.
Okay. Well,
So
I've got that movie. I've seen that.
yeah, I got to get his autograph and talk to him, and I got a tattoo, and I also met a couple other people. I met let's see, met the entire cast of the new Rob Zombie movie, his last movie, 31. I met all the actors and actresses of that movie, including E.G. Daily, who played Sex Ed.
Hmm.
And but you know, it was a really cool convention. Got to meet a couple of wrestlers and stuff like that. So
Is there any other planned conventions coming up that you're going to be going to?
probably next year. We're hoping next year in September or October. We're planning on going back to the New York one, Scaricon,
Hmm.
in Syracuse, New York. So we're planning on doing that one. But
I'm going to be going to New York in February or March of next year
mhm,
to visit all the GB locations.
yeah, I heard about that. And
And yeah, because well, for me, because we like all our different. We was trying to do is do a Crystal Lake tour.
yeah, well, the Crystal Lake's actually in New Jersey, so it's not that far from New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it wouldn't act, it wouldn't actually New Jersey. It was, I mean, called Crystal Lake. It's in New Jersey, and I forgot the name of the lake, but yeah, it was all filmed in New Jersey. So,
very good for you. It's like me visiting the Ghostbuster locations. I think for you it'd be good to visit the Friday locations.
well, maybe I'll make a Friday the 13th fan film in England and call it Friday the 13th Part 15. Jason Takes England.
Yeah, that'd be good actually. Yeah.
Yeah, squash some Bobby's heads.
Jason knocks on my door,
Yeah.
or he slashes it open.
Yeah, but maybe I'll do that one.
But yeah, I mean that herd that hockey mask when you had it on in your photos,
Yes.
it looks great. I mean, both together, it looks awesome together.
Yep, and that's another thing for Christmas I've been asking for, which my mom's supposed to get me, is I'm actually in the market right now for a foam rubber axe.
Hmm.
It's one of the props that look extremely real, but it's actually, foam. So, I mean, I can take it around and carry it at conventions and stuff like that and not have to worry about anybody getting hurt.
I bet your Friday collection is getting pretty big.
My Friday collection is getting really big. Like I said, I've got part 3 now, and I also do part 6. So, and that's part 3 has always been one of my favorite uh, horror films in general because I've got fond memories of me being like 5 or 6 years old and watching it. Mom,
Yeah.
and that's been many many years ago. So,
Part three, isn't that the one with Crispin Glover in it?
no, that's part 4. Part 3 had some pretty unknown actors, but part 3 was the famous one that had the 2 potheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also had Shelly, which he's the most iconic character because that's where Jason gets his hockey mask.
Hmm. But
It's
I know
from
that Crispin Glover is in it because he does a weird dance in the camp
yes,
place.
yes, and as a matter of fact, a couple years ago, I actually got to meet Ted White, who played Jason in part 4.
Okay,
And
yeah.
yeah, and Ted White could not stand Corey Feldman. Ted White said he was a mean little brat.
Yeah.
So, so when Corey Feldman's screaming and running, that wasn't acting, because I guess Ted White told him, outside during, a break in filming, that Ted White said he was going to hurt him.
Was that
So,
part 4 as well then?
yeah, that was part 4.
So,
So, yeah,
was he quite young in that movie?
he was about 10, 11 years old, something like that, yeah. But it was one of his first movies, and the reason that he couldn't do part 5, he was actually going to do part 5, but they actually shot just the opening scene with him, because as soon as he shot the opening scene, he had to go to an airport and go to Portland, Oregon to film Goonies.
All right. So is that
So,
age?
yep.
That's another classic film. Though. I love that one.
Yep, Goonies has always been a classic one, but Ted White couldn't stand Corey Feldman at all. He hated Corey Feldman.
Do you like Corey Feldman?
Not too much.
No.
Me personally, I thought that Corey Haim was a better actor.
Yeah. It's a shame he
Because,
went early as well.
yes, well, I mean, all the drug abuse that he was doing and all that stuff made his heart weak. So when he got pneumonia, he just, it was more than his heart could take. So he had a heart attack at like 38 years old.
Yeah. I think he was in one of the. He was in one of the deleted scenes in Lost Boys 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's something else that always, kind of bummed me out, is because they didn't even use his scene. They just put it in the deleted scenes, and that was it.
Yeah. Where he came into it and he was a vampire.
Yep. And I mean, I think in the original, without the scene in it, he's Corey Feldman goes to actually his grave. So that was kind of weird, because Sam had passed away at that point. So, but yeah, I mean, I always liked Corey Haim. I loved him in Silver Bullet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually recently bought that movie on DVD, and
Yeah,
that's a really good werewolf movie.
Yep, and I mean, Corey Haim really did do a fabulous job acting in that movie. I mean, yeah, he did a great job acting.
Yeah, because he couldn't walk in that movie, couldn't he? He had he was like, he moved as well. Went from a window ledge down to where his chair was or whatever. He actually the performance to like act where your legs aren't working.
Yeah,
it was kind of good how it was all how it looked. So
yeah, I mean, he was doing great playing a disabled individual, because I mean that's really hard to do as being an actor. I mean, but he did it and it paid off. I mean, it looked real on screen. So.
And I like the scene when he is it like sends something through. He injures the werewolf by his eye.
Yeah.
And then later on in the movie, there's I think his sister in the movie got to try and find out whoever it was, and what I think was ended out to be the priest.
Yes.
It was the werewolf, and he had his eye covered over.
Yep, and he was injured by a firework of all things.
Yeah.
So yep, he got a rocket shot into his eye.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Silver Bullet. Silver Bullet's one of my favorite werewolf movies, besides American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, American Werewolf's great. I got that one as well.
Yes.
American Werewolf in Paris is rubbish, man. I mean, they use CGI imagery in that. It was terrible.
Yes, I completely agree. What really hurt that movie is they completely ignored the original storyline and went with werecats instead of werewolves. Because that's what the werewolves looked like to me, was cats.
Yeah.
That's one reason I didn't care for Underworld that much.
Mm-hmm.
Because the werewolves look too much like cats.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was never into that one much.
Have you did you get any autographs at the convention you went to?
Yeah, I got John Jarrett's autograph. We got a picture together, which he talked to me for a couple of days actually because he loved my new tattoo that I got. And well, Friday when we got to the convention, we were only there for Friday and Saturday. But when we got to the convention Friday, I had to spend the entire day in a tattoo chair. So yeah, I mean it took a while, but the person who did the tattoo is very talented, so she nailed the tattoo perfectly. I mean, it looks just like Clint Eastwood off the movie. So
Is it painful?
it's not really painful. Depends on where you get your tattoo at, because a lot of places on the body can be very tender.
Yeah.
And one of the worst places you can get it is either on the top of your foot or next to a bone. So
Yeah, I
it's
can
not.
imagine that'd be more painful near a bone.
Yes. So I mean, it's not really that bad. I mean, it feels like if you've got a good tattoo artist too, depends on a lot,
Mm-hmm.
because a good tattoo artist will work on one spot, then switch to another spot and work on it, and then switch to another spot and work on it. Now, if you got a crazy tattoo artist, he's going to sit there and do this in one spot for an hour.
Really?
yeah, yeah, so that's going to hurt, but it's
Hey,
not real.
have you got Jason?
I'm planning on it
Yeah.
because it would just make sense. I mean, you know, Gunnar Hansen, I was going to get a tattoo of Leatherface and get Gunnar's signature under it and have them tattoo it in. But I'm going to go to my second favorite horror icon of all time, and that's Kane Hodder. So I'm going to get a Jason tattoo, and I'm going to get Kane to put his name on it so I can have his name tattooed. So
So how do you get a tattoo? Do you like design it first, or then they do it, or?
well, they usually have books of their artwork, and you flip through their artwork, and if you find one you like, they can put it on. Or like in my case, I sent like maybe a month ahead of time. I got to looking at tattoo designs and stuff like that. And me and my grandpa always loved Clint Eastwood movies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So we used to watch them every Thanksgiving and Christmas because that's when the local cable would show, Clint Eastwood movies. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a pretty cool tattoo this year. And I found a picture of Clint Eastwood in his Western days that I liked. And I was like, can you do this? And she was like, yeah, I can do it. So we agreed on a price, and I went up there, and she asked where I wanted it. And I said, my arm here, and she was like, okay. And so then next thing you sit down, then she starts doing the work, and then you pay her the money you owe her, and you got a tattoo.
How's your cat doing?
Cat's doing fine. He's growing. He's not in the room with me at the moment because as he's gotten older, he's gotten noisier, more noise. So, yep. So, I mean, he's doing good.
I
And
remember we always used to get in the shot the last time we did these.
yeah, I mean, yeah, he used to perch right here.
Yeah, that was it.
Yep. So he used to sit right here on my shoulder while I do the show.
That's what
But
I was going to say when I was going to. I'm glad I didn't forget to say this. Have you recently seen Slashers?
last time I watched Slashers was like a month ago. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty
yep,
recent then, actually.
yep. And I mean, well, that's me and my brother talk about it because he actually has the film too. He learned it from me and you about
Okay.
about the movie, so he actually bought it and watched it, and he was like, "It's so stupid and cheesy that it's good." So, which is true, it's stupid and cheesy, but it's still a fun movie.
I actually thought I just come across mine the other day while going through some movies to maybe watch sometime, and I thought I need to rewatch this at some time.
Yeah, I mean it's not a bad movie. I mean it gets a lot of crap from a lot of people, but I mean it's a fun movie. So I mean it's definitely got rewatch value to it,
Yeah.
and but haven't watched too many new movies lately. I've been actually stuck in the middle of a book.
Okay. Well, what have you been reading?
I've been reading It.
Well, Stephen King's It.
Yes,
Yeah.
So, I mean, where the new movies come out that's gotten great reviews.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it yet. Looking anxiously to see it though, because
I saw it. I saw it with my brother-in-law.
I've heard that it's really good.
It is. It ended up with I don't want to spoil it for, 'cause, for when you see it, I want you to enjoy it that way. But
Hmm.
it does at the very end, before the credits, say chapter end of chapter one. So I
Hmm.
think they're going to be doing like a sequel where they're going to be using the older cast.
Yes, and yeah, that's what everybody said. Plus, I think it would be very cool if they actually cast Jason Ritter.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, John Ritter's son to play Ben in the new one. I wish they would.
yeah. Because in the mini series, the original one,
Hmm.
they of course they had the kids, didn't they? And then after a little while, they became adults.
Hmm.
But in this sort of in the movie versions, they're doing two separate movies where the first one is their kids, and then the second movie they're going to be adults.
Yes.
Um, but without saying or trying to give away much of the story, because I want you to see it and find out for yourself, I enjoyed the movie.
Okay. Well,
So
I know if you enjoyed it, I'll enjoy it because I
yeah.
mean, well, and plus at the last minute they didn't cast the idiot that they were planning on casting to play Pennywise.
Oh, well, Skarsgård, whatever his name is, I forgot what his name is.
Yeah, and they were actually talking about casting a redheaded idiot to play it. Well, I showed you, remember? If you recall, he was in a movie called We're the Millers, and they were going to cast
Yeah,
him originally as Pennywise. But then when they said that they cast a new Pennywise, and when I seen his makeup,
yeah.
so yeah, I mean I'll watch it, but I mean I'll always say this: Tim Curry was just amazing as Pennywise. Tim Curry was amazing in every role he took because he could play characters like nobody else.
Mhm. Apparently, sticking with the it subject, that the screenwriter for that movie is actually planning on doing a movie version of this.
Really?
Yeah, and
Well, that's
I found out that on some news the other day while looking for "Are You Afraid of the Dark" on the web. And
mm-hmm.
yeah, it says the screenwriter that might be in for doing a "Are You Afraid of the Dark" movie, and it's going to be done by Paramount Pictures. And people would like to see cameos from the original, I guess, Midnight Society group, or maybe some of the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
But I think that if they do it right, it'd be okay. But with it being a movie and such a classic show, uh, I don't know.
True. I mean, that's usually when they go to make movies of shows, they don't turn out so good. I mean, prime example of that was the Miami Vice.
Hmm.
So, I mean, Miami Vice was a great show starring Don Johnson, and I can't remember the other guy's name of the 80s. And then all of a sudden, they made a Miami Vice movie, and I'm just sitting there going, what? Because
Yeah.
it just didn't make any sense to me. I mean, don't mess with the original stuff.
It's like what I said about the Ghostbusters reboot as well. Okay, got it. I watch it, but it's still not as good as the original two.
Yeah, and I mean, well, that's another subject of TV shows being made into movies. They actually here recently made a Chips movie.
Right?
Yeah, with the back when I was a kid, there was a show called Chips, which it was reruns then in the 80s because it was a 70s TV show,
Yeah.
and they actually wound up making it into a movie, and I'm just like, why?
Things really don't need to be movies if they're, classic television shows.
Yep.
And the Goosebumps movie that was made, it was all right, but not as good as the show still.
Mm-hmm. And I
Um,
mean, well, plus another thing too, Jack Black is R.L. Stein. Why did they pick Jack Black of all people to be R.L. Stein?
did you see the movie?
I have never seen it, and to be honest with you, I'm scared to watch it because, and it's
Do
not
you
the.
know what? Actually, I found out recently that he's not even going to be. I guess he didn't really want to do the second one.
Well, I mean, and that's another thing too. They're making a Jumanji 2 with The Rock.
I was actually going to mention that earlier. Why even touch that as well? You've got still got the Robin Williams classic, and now they're
Mm-hmm.
doing a second one with was it The Rock in it?
The
And
Rock, Jack Black,
is he in
and
it?
yes, Jack Black is in it. And the way that the story premise goes, from what I understand, is the kids are sucked into the game and become different characters.
Yeah.
They become grown, and like one character's got the body of The Rock, the other character's got the body of Jack Black. Yeah, but I mean, I watched the trailer and I was just like, nah.
There's one actually. Is it the ginger-headed woman or the red-headed woman? She
Yeah.
actually played in Doctor Who in the UK program.
But why mess with Jumanji?
I know. I mean, in this one, I mean, is it like some sort of digital version of the game? It's not the board game again, is it? I don't think so.
No, I think it's like if you remember the classic consoles, I think it's like an Atari version of Jumanji.
Yeah, it's like a digitized version.
Yeah, so I mean, but there was only one Robin Williams, and Robin Williams is gone now, so there will never be another one.
So why do they even have to even muck about with a movie that he's not even?
Exactly. I mean, that's like them sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, well we're making Mrs. Doubtfire too." No.
You need actual Robin Williams for that. Without him around, it's like you can't even do it.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, because that's what everybody said. Everybody said that Robin Williams went into Mrs. Doubtfire, took the role, made it his own, and slammed the door and nailed it shut when he got done.
Yeah, and it's like after he's gone, you can't really make a sequel, not even of that, but also with Jumanji. I mean, they've done that, but still, it's not gonna. Well, it's terrible, really.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's like I cannot stand The Rock's acting at all.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing, and there's also a movie coming out based on the classic arcade game of the 80s and 90s called Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
About a giant monkey, gorilla,
Yeah.
a giant lizard, a giant wolf, and The Rock is fighting them all.
I gotta say, I've never seen many of the Rock Johnson's movies, but maybe I'm glad that I haven't now.
You're not missing anything, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because personally, I would probably watch Goosebumps movie before I would any of Rock's movies. I mean, I've seen a couple of movies with Rock in it, but he can't. I mean, he can't get the wrestling persona away from him to do real acting.
So he was a wrestler before acting.
Yes, he was a WWF wrestler for many, many years. He was a WWF champion for a long time. But the thing is that every time he takes a role, he's got to be the ultimate bad, dude that if he hits you one time, you fly across the room.
Yeah.
And, but you can't make movies like that. I mean, you look at some of the biggest action stars in the 80s. For example, Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger. When Arnold Schwarzenegger was in The Predator, he was basically getting his butt kicked by a predator, at the end of the movie.
But we gained another view then, just to say quickly, we've got 3 views now.
Okay, well, hello everybody. And like I said, keep the chat clean and don't be trolling. I mean, because there's tons of videos to watch on YouTube. If you want to pick on stuff, go find another channel.
And if they do decide to do what they do, I'm going to delete them because I've got the power to do that on my end. So.
Yeah, but back to the conversation.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. But also Sylvester Stallone in classics like Rambo. Rambo got hurt. he got shot, and he actually portrayed himself as being hurt. The Rock is basically like Superman or something for the new movies. I just don't agree with that.
I thought I heard that The Rock Johnson was in the movie version of Baywatch as well.
He was in the movie of Baywatch, which come out here recently, and he was also in. This was the reason that I quit watching the Fast and the Furious movies.
Was he in that as well?
He's been in the last few of the Fast and the Furious movies. But when The Rock hits Vin Diesel and they use wires to send Vin Diesel flying, and well, we kind of broke up there for a minute. Hang on a minute, James. Okay, I hear you, but I ain't got your camera. There we go. I see you now.
My camera?
Yeah, you got your camera on now. It was just completely blank a minute ago. It went blank again.
I'm still alive. Let's try and get Eugene back. Um, I managed to save it.
Yep, that's. Yep, but
By the way, we got some questions here from Ashley.
okay.
Hey, message restricted for some reason. How's you been doing, James and Eugene? Eugene, perfect Xmas gift would be a streak. A steak and kidney pie.
No. Mm-mm. Nope. Now I'll eat cherry pie and fruit pies, but you can take the steak and kidney pies and, well, you give me one, I'll throw it in the garbage.
I actually had a steak pie at the.
James,
we
what is wrong with
to
you?
be a good circulation joke with it last year, didn't we?
But James, what is wrong with you? You don't eat kidneys.
I know I don't.
Okay. Well, if you eat a plain steak pie, I might try that, but no kidneys.
How about liver?
No. Okay, and for your information, Ashley, kidneys hold pee. So I'm not going to eat anything that held a bodily fluid. Period. Never. No. Yeah. I'm big, tall, and I play Jason, but I'm not going to eat no kidneys. Just not my cup of tea. Now, that's, if I ever meet you guys in person, I'll sit down and have a cup of tea with you. But if you start ordering steak and kidney pies, they'll be in the garbage.
I think if you ever go to another country for a vacation, you and your girlfriend, I think you should choose this country.
Yeah, I mean, because, well, I'll be Jason in my fan film, knock on your door, and we'll go get some fish and chips.
Yeah, no kidneys.
No kidneys, no.
Oh, what does he put in now? What about sagging breast pie?
Oh, yes, he remembers the episode where we was talking about sagging. No, I wouldn't eat that either.
I don't think that sounds revolting.
That would be very disgusting.
That actually puts me off having pie for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's. Thank you for that image, Ashley. Now I won't get that out of my head for a couple days, but
I don't think so.
that's just disgusting. I would actually eat a steak and kidney pie before I'd eat a breast sagging pie. Yeah, but
I mean,
I'll stick to fish and chips over there.
Have you eaten fish and chips yet?
Yes, I have. Well, I haven't had authentic London fish and chips, but yeah, we got a couple fish and chip places around, and I love to eat fish and chips with vinegar over top of them.
That's what we all have here. That's like a traditional thing, is to actually put salt and vinegar on it.
Yes, and I mean, well, you know, of course, chips over here is French fries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That brings me back to another story. I don't know if I ever said this on a previous episode last time, but when I first ever went to America to visit my brother, this was the first ever time I'd come to the States. I went up to a place that sold, I don't know, like hot dogs, and there was like packets of chips. Went up there, asked them, went up there and asked them, well, I've had a packet of crisps. You know, that's the way we say it. And they said,
Yeah.
"What's crisps?"
Now, see, if I had been working there, I knew exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
But, yeah, and I said, well, I picked up a packet. Oh, it says chips on it. Well,
yeah,
chips to yeah, sorry, but I'm from the UK. I said, chips to us is what this is be. This would be. This is what crisps would be in the UK.
yeah, it's like the first time. Well, one of our first or second shows when you asked me what I liked for a snack, and I said a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you was like, jelly on a sandwich?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, well, peanut butter and jam.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys call Jello jelly
Jelly.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
so
like Jello?
Jello's all right. I couldn't eat it every day because I mean, yeah, it's just I don't like the way it wiggles. Because it kind of reminds me when I stick the spoon in it, kind of reminds me of the blob.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, it could eat your hand if you wasn't careful.
Yeah, and it reminds me of that big thing that covered the museum over in GB2.
Yep, that's yeah, the
You know
giant
when
snot
Bateman
blob.
says, when Bill Murray's character says, um, "Any room for Jello?" and the other says, "Don't like Jello. Always room for Jello."
Yep. But yeah, I mean, well, to me in that scene, it always reminded me of a big snot blob
Yeah,
on the uh, but that's also Power Rangers the movie where Rita Repulsa looks at Lord Zed and says, "You waited 600 years for a tub of snot."
you know, I actually need to repurchase that movie because that is a classic as well. You know,
Yes,
it's not a horror, but it's just a very enjoyable, fun, like childhood movie.
yeah, and I mean, well, you seen what I got last year for Christmas, didn't you?
Yeah,
My Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original series.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, in a turtle van. So
Have you rewatched any of them lately?
I've got through the first disc, and I just got busy and with everything, and so
What's this? Not the pie one. That sounded horrible. I'm trying not to reread that. They need to make uh, a sagging Jason film.
yeah.
No. Jason, what's this? Eugene, have you seen Leatherface yet? Oh, that's what I
Uh,
mentioned about earlier, wasn't it?
yeah, actually, not yet. Actually, my girlfriend Tammy's waiting for it to come out so she can officially purchase it for her
Yeah.
movie collection. So I'll just wait and see it then.
Yeah, she says to me as well, Ghostbusters rehab for you.
Yep, where they have to give you a proton pack every day to make you calm down. Instead of getting a shot or something like that, they just give you a proton pack and say, "Go play."
Yeah, I had to actually have a shot of the flu jab a few weeks ago.
Hmm.
Do you get those in America?
Uh, I don't think so.
Which is like just like a little jab that you don't that prevents you from having the flu.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Flu shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. They. I mean, we got them here, but they usually make me sick when I get them.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I react different because I mean, yeah. What did you do last week? I went and got a flu shot. And I'm sitting there going.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you got a flu shot and you sick. Yeah. So
What movies do you have to watch at the moment? Do you have any like a list of films to watch? Or?
I want to watch the new Kong Skull Island
Yeah.
and of course Leatherface and Well, for one of my Christmas presents, hopefully I get it for Christmas, they released a 5 disc set of Phantasm.
Just say a minute. Are you okay for another hour?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Phantasm,
Yeah,
yeah. I think they really released a good set of that out here by
yeah, they.
Arrow Video.
Yeah, I've seen it.
They,
It's got the little ball.
yeah, is it the the Sphere sort of ball box?
Yep.
That's in like a really nice box set as well. But yeah,
But
when you take out there's like these blade bits, right, you can stick on it as well.
yeah,
That look good on your shelf, even though it's like a nice box set with the discs in for watching the movie. It still looks like the real kind of plot replica you can store and put on your shelf, you know, for when you for storing it.
yeah, and I mean, well, the thing is that it's outrageously expensive.
Is it?
Yes, and I mean that's like they released a special edition Blu-ray box set of Phantasm,
Mhm.
which is now out of print, unfortunately, which means it goes up higher when they're out of print. So for the Blu-ray box set is like $236.
Mhm. Since
So
we've last spoken, there was a box set I went to get a little while ago. It was a reasonable price. Can't exactly remember what it was, what price it was. Excuse me. It was the House Horror Collection, the
mm-hmm.
horror house movies. They released those by Arrow Video here as well. I think they did in America as well, but it was the first movie. Oh, I think it was the first two because to do with copyright or something.
Yeah,
But here they released the whole four on like a Blu-ray box set. Went on Amazon to order it, and then a couple of well, about a week or so later, they said they won't get any more in. So I had to be
mm-hmm.
refunded I had to be refunded my money. So I never actually got the set. But I'm gonna maybe have to maybe use eBay or something. I don't use eBay in ages, so maybe rejoin them and try and get it that way because it was a pretty nice
Yeah,
box set that I was looking at the time, and it was like
yeah.
you know like I said, the whole four movies. Have you
Well,
seen?
I'd look. Yeah, I've seen House, every one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, I liked House. But I mean, like I said, the Blu-rays of Phantasm I'd love to have, but there's no way I could spend over $200 for a box set.
yeah,
So I mean, they released here about 4 or 5 months ago. They released the Phantasm films, all 5 of them on DVD in a collection,
yeah.
and through the new sellers off of Amazon, it's like $11.
Hmm.
So you can't beat that price.
That's like
And
better actually.
yeah, so I'm just going to go with the DVDs.
Yeah, I don't know
It's
why the certain Blu-rays are so expensive. I mean, I mean, the Lost Boys one, even though it's just a recently released one, it's a good price for that.
mm-hmm.
I think it's just because with certain things you like with the box sets, you know, more movies or more discs or whatever, and it's like nice packaging.
Yeah, and collect.
I think you're paying more for the packaging as well.
Yeah.
Um,
So, but I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna go with the DVD set. So yeah, from Christmas through New Year's, you'll probably come. If you came to my house, all you'd hear is "boy."
I was told that if you put a DVD into a Blu-ray player, the quality is a little bit better anyway.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's like I figured that out with my DVD of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yeah. And
Because
my last Arrow pickup was actually Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the UK Arrow one.
yeah, I seen that released, and they also made a German edition of Chainsaw 1 and 2 in a box set form that has a shirt,
Yeah,
a, a figure, a couple of posters, an apron, and the actual Blu-ray disc.
that's good.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also outrageously expensive.
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, that and plus the Friday the 13th Blu-ray box set is still. I mean, I think it's close to $300 here in America. And also, but I heard here recently that sometime in the middle of January, they're re-releasing the Friday the 13th Blu-rays.
Okay.
And you can get the whole set for like $30 American.
Really about that?
So I'm planning on getting it. I do have all the Halloweens on Blu-ray box set.
Actually, I've seen that box set, but they look, that set looks pretty nice.
Yes, it is. It is very nice. It's got all the movies, and I
Isn't
mean,
that
I
the one
bought
with
it.
the black Blu-ray cases?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I actually bought that one last year for Christmas as well, and it's a very nice box set.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and I mean, plus another thing, through the new sellers from Amazon, it was like $30 for like 12 movies.
Yeah.
So
Better than I guess it's better than getting it brand new.
mm-hmm. I mean, because that's the thing. Everything Amazon sells through the new sellers, it has to work or they can't sell it.
Yeah.
It's one of the restrictions. So
What was the last movie you bought?
actually, me and my girlfriend bought a movie. It hasn't come in yet. We bought it Friday night, called Hot Shots Part 1 and Part 2. It's a comedy with Charlie Sheen in it.
Okay. Do you like
So
your girlfriend likes horror as well then?
she's a big horror fan.
Yeah.
There's only one movie that she can't watch certain parts of, and that's The Exorcist.
Okay.
So she gets terrified at the head spinning scene.
That's still a classic movie. Still yet one of the horror films I still need to get. Yeah.
You
Still need
if
to get that one.
you have to get that. Yes, you definitely have to get that because no horror collection is complete without The Exorcist.
Especially the first one.
Yes, the first one and the third one are the best ones.
And the third one is as well.
Yes, the third one, because both of them, what people don't really notice is that the first one was written by William Peter Blatty. And the only other book he wrote for the Exorcist franchise was Legion, and they made that into The Exorcist 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, both.
What's the name still starring it?
Linda Blair. Linda
Yeah.
Blair was not in part 3. Actually, Brad Dourif was in part 3.
Okay. Because Black Dwarf, isn't he the one that did the Chucky voice?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, but he played a real good part in The Exorcist 3. He plays a serial killer.
Have you seen the new Chucky film?
No. Because after the last one they made, what was it called? Curse of Chucky?
Yeah.
I kind of went, eh. So, yeah, I mean, the first Child's Play was creepy.
Yeah.
The second one was cool, but a little dumb.
Mm-hmm.
The third one was complete trash. Bride of Chucky was just stupid.
Yeah.
Seed of Chucky, I still want to meet the director and stab him in the face with a knife. Curse of Chucky, unfortunately, that was one of the very first Blu-rays I ever got, and it was so.
So you think it might still go downhill now with the other ones they made?
There's no question about it. I mean, it's just, if they can't come up with any good storylines anymore.
Mm-hmm. What about the one of the movies I actually have got on DVD still? Actually, is the Omen movies.
Yes, The Omen's a classic.
I got that on a 4-movie box set with the remake as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what's kind of funny about that? Well, not the fourth film actually, because the fourth one don't even have Damien in it.
Yes, I know.
It has some girl playing some sort of descendant from Damien.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like Carrie 2, The Rage.
Yeah.
I mean, it supposedly was Carrie's cousin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but That's another remake that was very good, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Was the
I haven't
Carrie?
seen all the Carrie films. I need to maybe see that at some point. I mean, the original one's great. I've seen the remake with
Chloe?
Chloe Grace Moretz.
Mm-hmm.
She was in the Let Me In, the remake to Let the Right One In.
That was a good movie too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fairly enjoyed Carrie a lot. I think she did a good job as Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I enjoyed the Omen remake.
Yeah, that was with the remake of Omen. That was actually done on the 6th of the 6th, 2006.
Yes, it was because I went to the theater and seen it when it come out.
Yeah, so that was kind of that's something I remember because I got the like I said, the DVD box set, and it says it on that movie. You got the 666, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's set up as in the date because you got the six, then the dot or the slash bit for the other two numbers to make the date.
Yep.
So that was interesting because, of course, the number 666 is what the demon has on his forehead, isn't it? So
Yep.
that was
So
fascinating. I kind of thought that was.
yeah, I mean, that was a great marketing campaign.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
clever date as well to have a movie come out.
yeah, and I mean, plus that's like with the Friday the 13th movies. There was a ton of them come out on actually Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the Friday the 13th video game for Xbox One come out October 13th, and October 13th was Friday the 13th.
Have you played that?
I have not played it. I want to really, really bad, but I have to update my system. And right now, I haven't got $300 to actually go out and buy Xbox One.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, plus the only thing that I don't like about the fact that the Xbox One has to have a internet connection, you
Mm-hmm.
have to buy a membership to the Xbox Live Club, and you also have to play online with friends to be able to play Friday the 13th, the game. But they are working on a single player mode. So I'll probably get it after the single player mode is introduced.
Yeah. 'Cause I've seen bits of like gameplays on the internet.
Yeah, and I mean, some of the kills are amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, um, with Jason, the kills are very, very original and cool and neat.
What's
So
your thoughts on the Jason kills in Freddy vs. Jason?
they were all right. I just really wish that Kane Hodder would have, came back and did it.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, because
And
it wasn't him, was it?
no, and I mean, one of the producers said that, they wanted Jason to look bigger. And Kane is 6'3", so he's already a pretty big dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, the guy that they replaced him with, Kane Hodder himself, ain't but like an inch shorter.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but they also put the Frankenstein boots on him
Yeah.
and had him walk around like he had a stick up his butt. So I mean, yeah, I mean, he just walked around like he was in a daze and all this stuff. And I was like, they've ruined Jason.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, if you get like a really big deal movie making thing one day that you play Jason, the actual Jason, in an actual big film,
Yeah.
because I mean, I don't know if they'll do another Jason versus because I think Jason versus Michael Myers would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'd definitely play Jason in that. They give
Who
me
do you
the
think win? Your character or whoever plays the Michael Myers character?
probably. I mean, if they let me play Jason, I'd play Jason. But if they want me to play Mikey, I could play Mikey too.
Yeah.
So I mean, either way. Sorry about all the noise.
It's okay. What are you doing?
I am putting my hockey mask back in the box.
Okay.
So there we go. It's put away.
What's this here? Ash says you look very well, Eugene.
I'm trying to be well. I was sick a couple of weeks ago, but luckily that passed.
Yeah.
So
Eugene, if you could write a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, what would the plot be?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I would probably have the plot, and I would shoot it in like the 70s, and I would just pick up where part one left off.
Yeah.
Is what I'd do. I would write a movie where they completely skip the sequels, even though Chainsaw 2 is a great sequel, Chainsaw 3 is a great sequel, but I would probably shoot it back in 70s style where, maybe I'd write maybe Sally had a sister or a brother, another brother who decided to come looking for her and with a bunch of friends or relatives, and Leatherface takes care of them too.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I don't see why they never made one like that. But yeah, that would probably be the plot.
Yeah. And that was the last one from Ashley. That's very good comments and questions, actually, Ashley.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, me and Ashley talk every once in a while over Facebook Messenger, so
Yeah,
he keeps in touch with me, make sure I'm doing okay and stuff.
that's good.
Yeah,
I think
and like I said,
I might have to get like a Facebook account sometime to, contact you over that as well.
yeah, Facebook is cool to have. Um, I haven't been on it much this past week because I got a lot of friends that always talking drama and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah, sometimes I want to leave something of a beat, didn't you?
yeah, sometimes I just would rather sit down and watch a movie or read a book instead of get on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it has been the biggest book I've ever read so far. It is a monster of a book.
Is it?
Yes, it's 1,136 pages.
So quite thick then.
Yes, very, very thick. I mean, if I'd had it in school, you could probably kill the teacher with it. You threw it at her head. So, yeah.
I do. That would have to be in a very bad rage at your teacher then.
Some of them deserve it.
Oh, man.
But yeah, and on the subject of you talking about the new Ghostbusters movie, I still haven't watched it.
I say maybe don't bother.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I saw it and I own it as maybe just what you call guilty pleasure now and again. But other than that, my favourites were the first two, mainly the second one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
well, that's like I kind of know that it was kind of a stupid movie to begin with because my girlfriend signed up for a new channel on Roku.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like the Amazon Fire Stick or whatever. But she signed up for that. One of the first free movies. See, if you sign up, you get like 3 or 4 free movies. One of the free movies that was given was the Ghostbusters movie.
Was it?
Yes. So I'm sitting there thinking that just come out here a while back, and they're already giving it away for free.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Oh yeah, and also where I read this online, or may sort of seen a video on it, that Ivan Reitman, the original director, has announced that in the year 2018 he wants to do an animated version of Ghostbusters, but from a ghost's point of view.
Could be interesting.
So if it's him doing it and they bring back somebody to voice the original cast, like, Venkman, Egon, like that, those characters, I think it may work.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't really blame the studio for, having a sucky movie because, with Egon being passed away, there's no way you could make a remake.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not only,
especially,
not only Ghostbusters, but Harold Ramis, he did a lot of good stuff.
yeah, I mean, one of my favorite movies that he was in and that he actually wrote was Stripes.
Yeah, yeah. Wasn't that
Yep.
the one with the bowling alley?
Mm-mm. Stripes was actually a movie starring Bill Murray and
Oh,
Harold Ramis was in it. John Candy was in it. They all joined the army.
mhm. Oh, okay.
So,
I think I know the
yeah,
one.
yeah. So it was a really good movie. It was probably my favorite Bill Murray movie. Yes, I like Ghostbusters, but I like the more serious comedies. But I mean, yeah, Ghostbusters is a good movie. But I mean,
Originally, before Rick Moranis took the role of Lewis Tully, it was actually going to be for John Candy.
hmm well, also, Dan Aykroyd was writing the movie, and John Belushi was going to have a part in it as well.
Yeah.
And John Belushi sadly passed away from a drug overdose before he could do it, but he still made a classic movie called Blues Brothers. So,
I've seen that one, I think, a few times. It's been
hmm
quite a long time since I have seen it, but I do remember it being a pretty good film.
yeah, I mean, I really liked the Blues Brothers, and of course, John Candy is classic. You know,
Yeah.
Uncle Buck.
Uncle
Uh,
Buck, that's just one of those really good ones with a young Macaulay Culkin.
hmm Very young Macaulay Culkin, and then a lot of people don't know it, but yeah, John Candy was a guest star in Home Alone.
What's the point asking questions if you don't check the comments? Oh, I am. I
Yeah, he
uh
checks it periodically.
yeah, because I got to have like minimize them so I can um like us talking because I got to have the screen of the chat open so we can see each other while we're talking, and then
hmm
the chat or the side chat is minimized. Then every now and again I'll go back to it and see if we've got anything new. So Ashley, I am looking and redoing the questions. It's just that like is it periodic? What did you say?
Periodically, but
Yeah,
periodically, yeah.
that's the way I'm looking at them. I'm going back to them. So Ashley, if you still have anything that I to ask us, I will get back to you.
Yeah, so, but well, pull it up, James. Pull the chat up.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask me away. I'll answer any question that you got.
Those ones you read about the steak and kidney pie.
I'm sorry, but yeah, like I said, I'm sorry, but I love to try new foods, but that's just not one of them. But like I said, yeah,
The
I would absolutely love to have authentic England fish and chips.
one before the one said about the point of asking questions was the last one when you said about what was it here? If you could write a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, what would the plot be? That was the last main question from Ashley.
Yeah, so, but yeah, Ashley, if you're watching,
We are
uh,
checking.
yeah, we're checking it and just ask away. But that would be my plot for a new Chainsaw Massacre. I think it'd be a really good plot too.
How are you? Are you? Do you think you'll be able to maybe do like a New Year's special?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
So I think at the moment, before we can maybe maybe sometime at some point might be doing like weekly again eventually. But I
hmm
think starting off is good to do like a special here and there.
Yeah, and I mean, well, plus one reason that I had to unfortunately stop doing the chat every week is, of course, I'm not living alone anymore.
Yeah,
So, and but yeah, Ashley talking about chainsaw, I'm representing.
nice hat.
Yeah, it's steel, which they make chainsaws, great chainsaws.
That's one of the things we've talked about before. Chainsaw collection. How is it hanging up? I mean, how's it doing?
I still have yet to purchase a chainsaw from part one, but that will change here hopefully next year sometime in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, but I've used a steel chainsaw many, many times on wood and fences and stuff. I've never used on one on a human yet, but although I have wanted to on certain people.
What people are they?
Well, there's a few people that I wouldn't mind using a chainsaw on, but no, you're not one of them.
Oh, thank you.
But no, you're not one of them. I mean, most of the people that I know are here and are completely. Some of them are completely stupid. So,
Was that like in your area where you live?
in my area, namely, ex of mine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. What happened? Her body got in the river. I don't know how. But her legs in China and her head's in Portugal. So,
Do you have any new ghostly stories that you used to tell us last time?
not lately. I guess they left me alone. I started getting more into horror movies, and they was like, "Oh no, I'm not fooling with this guy. He's kind of messed up."
You're a fan of it all.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I mean that's like, but now I do actually own a Ouija board.
Yeah, I think you said that before. Yeah,
Yeah,
you not used it?
no, well, because number one, the first rule, you never use it in your house.
How about somebody else's house?
Yeah, we can. I can come over and we can sit in the floor and do it.
Mine. It's like my laptop might start floating or something.
Or worse yet, you could have a guy named Captain Howdy come up to you.
Sorry, but who's that?
The demon of the Exorcist that possesses Regan. She actually she played with a Ouija board, and the spirit called itself Captain Howdy.
Have you seen the film Ouija yet about Ouija board?
I have not seen it yet. I've heard it was stupid. I've heard people say it was stupid. I heard people say it was good. So
I have seen that was quite a while ago. Of course, it's been out for quite a while now. But I think they did a sequel as well, which I still haven't yet seen that. But
yeah, but I actually watched yesterday part of ABCs of Death.
Mm-hmm.
That's an all right movie. It's kind of weird and kind of stupid and kind of crazy, but it's a bunch of short films.
Yeah.
So, yep, but I may make a movie and be a demon in it again and call myself Captain Kangaroo.
Captain Kangaroo. In movie making, if you were like making a movie, what part of the movie making process do you enjoy? The acting or the editing or the?
I personally love everything about it. I didn't know I could act until Dom started watching the movie, because I refused to watch it till it come out because I was nervous about my scenes and stuff. But Dom was like, "No, man, you do a really good job acting." So, I guess.
When did you watch the movie?
I watched the movie for the first time a few months ago when it was released on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess, everybody's their own worst critic. So I was watching it and I was going, "Oh, I could have done better. Oh, that's a bad one." But I think one of my favorite scenes to shoot of the movie was taking the bed with Dom in the bed and just, and
was that fun for him as well? Did you enjoy doing that bit?
He actually thought he was going to fly off the bed like a doll. Because, okay, well, when you're on a movie, you're standing there, you're tired, you're achy, and you know, it was cold. Plus, I was having to, you know, I wasn't getting much night sleeps, so it was kind of a headache. But when I went in to do it, that wasn't acting.
When you
I,
did that bit when you was in that parking lot and you had to, maybe somebody arrived late or something, you had
yeah,
the contacts in and you were like getting a little bit mad because the time was getting on.
yeah, that was actually not acting either. We were working with a cameraman named George. I ain't gonna say his last name because, but anyway, we were scheduled to shoot that night,
Hmm.
and it was already 3:30 in the morning over here. So all of a sudden, he wants to go see a Walking Dead episode with his friends.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there going, we've got a schedule and we're supposed to shoot tonight. Well, we'll shoot when we get back. I was like, the sun's gonna be
That's kind of
coming up.
weird though, because like you're doing your work.
Yeah, and I mean, but anyway, so Dominic runs out. He's steamed, and to tell you the truth, I'm just sitting there. And Tammy knew I was kind of mad because I got quiet. So, and you got to remember, I had contact lenses on, the costume on. I had them in for a total of 12 hours.
Hmm.
So, contact lenses supposed to be only in your eyes for 6 hours
Yeah.
because they can irritate your eyes. So, I was standing there with contacts in for a total of 12 hours. I was tired. I had walked around the convention that we were at all day getting ready for this shoot because we had to shoot it at night.
Yeah.
So he said he's going to go join his buddies and one of the actors from The Walking Dead to watch The Walking Dead at some kind of bar, and they wouldn't be back in till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So that got me aggravated. So
It
when,
sounds like you didn't really get enough sleep as well when you were working on that.
mm-hmm, and I didn't get much sleep because where Dom is a small guy, he kind of kept the heat to around 80 degrees in the room. So that really got to me, and I couldn't sleep for that. So that night, Dom run out of the room and said, "We got to shoot this movie." And George finally agreed to shoot it. So he was laying on the grass. There was a scene where Dom gets pushed on the grass. And of course, you had to have his POV. So George is laying in the grass. George is the cameraman. So when George was laying in the grass, I had to go pick him up.
Yeah.
So when I reached down to pick him up and drag him, I kind of grabbed a hold of chest hairs and belly and all kinds of skin, and I just yanked him up with one arm and carried him across the parking lot, madder than hell. So yeah, that wasn't acting, and I mean I could feel chest hairs rip out of George's chest when I grabbed a hold of him. So
Was that only in your hands?
yes, it was. I mean, well, I grabbed him through his shirt. You know, I grabbed him by the shirt, but I also grabbed chest hair, and it ripped.
Yeah.
So he didn't have no problems after that.
Do you know
Because
the people you'll be working with on the new movie?
I haven't met him personally yet. The only one that I truly know that I'll be working with is Dom.
Well, he's back on it as well.
Yes, Dom will be in the movie, and Dom is writing it and directing it himself. So I had a
Oh, so
hand.
back on the. That's cool that you're still working with him on the next project.
Yep. So I mean, we're working together, and I'm actually his partner in CJ Productions, which stands for Calvito and Johnson Productions.
Yeah, that's good.
So yep, we have our production company, and we're trying to get it off the ground. And sometime in the next 2 or 3 years, I will be writing and directing my own horror movie.
Hmm. Do
So
you have any idea what you want your own plot of your own film to be yet or not?
it is going to be a idea I've had for the last 15 years that involves a crazed family. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try my best where I know Kane Hodder pretty good. We're going to try to get him in the next movie that I
The
make.
one after the next one.
Yes. So I'm going to try to get him in the horror movie that I'll be writing and directing. So, I mean, he's probably play the dad because Kane is old enough to be my dad. So,
Yeah, it
I'm
must
going
be a dream to do have your dream job now. And I remember talking to you sometime before last year. I think before you even had the running away from the unknown job.
to.
And I said your dream would be to act and stuff, and eventually
Yeah.
you came on to doing it, and now you have your own production company.
Yeah. I mean,
And it
well,
sounds like in the next few years you'll be doing actually your own movie in the way of directing it.
yeah.
It sounds like you've actually already accomplished your dream, but now it's getting better and better.
Yep. I
So
mean, I'm not going to stop. That's one thing I refuse to do. I am not a quitter. So,
all I can
uh,
say to that now is like congratulations with it. And I hope it all gets better, and more
thank you.
things come on, more
And
things
there,
come your way, and more things in this line of work happens.
thank you. And well, actually, I directed a few of the scenes in Running Away from the Unknown.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you actually watch the movie again and you see Dom at the bar,
Mhm.
I was the cameraman and I actually directed that.
What kind of camera did you use in the movie making?
He used a camera similar to yours.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
hand
because
cam, the new one.
where everything is going digital. Yeah, yep. Only his is a Sony HD camera, but
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
something else that I'm planning on getting for Christmas as well is a GoPro.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, there's so I'm planning on getting one of those. But yeah, I was actually the cameraman in a few scenes of Running Away from the Unknown where I didn't have any scenes. I would be behind the camera, and when I wasn't behind the camera, it was usually my girlfriend Tammy or my buddy Matthew, who was in the bar scene with Dom, long-haired guy sitting there talking to him at the bar.
I mean,
So
did you edit the film? Because the editing looked great as well.
actually, a friend of ours named Quodesia, she actually edited the movie, and a friend of mine named Mary did the music. So,
Mhm.
and I mean, we just decided to release it on YouTube where people could watch it.
Yeah.
So,
Is it what about copyright and stuff like that? It's because it's your own project. It was okay, or
yeah, well, the copyright and stuff, we copyrighted the movie finally, but we couldn't show any types of drinks. Like, we couldn't show Dom sitting at a bar drinking this.
Mhm.
So we couldn't show beer labels or signs or
That's
anything.
that's that's another thing. Then, so when you sort of in a scene when you see him drinking,
Hmm.
what actually is he drinking?
He's actually drinking soda.
Okay, like kind of looks like what you expect it to be.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean he's actually drinking soda, and to
I
replace
was
beer.
thinking like with a situation, because it's sort of based on his real life, isn't it? I wonder what is he drinking in the movie, but it's like a soda, but with like a color of what it would have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean to replace beer, he would drink ginger ale. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean we replaced a lot of stuff with like safe stuff to drink, and there's actually a scene where you see my cigar smoke. So yeah, because we had just didn't think it was in the movie, but it is. But
Is it still the grape cigars you have?
it's actually menthols now.
Okay.
So, but I enjoy smoking cigars, and so it's just part of the movie making process, I guess. Have a big cigar. The only thing is I don't have a suit.
What would be your dream special effect to do if you get to do special effect stuff?
Well, I've already talked to Dom about special effects, and I'm going to do some of the special effects on the movie. The five of us coming next year. We're going to take our time with this. It's going to be a pretty long shoot, and a lot of different camera angles and stuff like that. So for one of my methods of killing, I'm actually going to use a real knife, but I'm going to put tape, Scotch tape, over the blade.
Yeah.
That way I can sneak up behind people, grab them by the forehead, and go. So I'm actually going to use a little bulb. It's one of the classic, effects. You put a bulb on the knife and either tape a tube down the knife blade, and when you go to cut a throat, you squish the tube and the blood comes. So
sounds like good stuff. You'll have to have like a lot of fake blood to have.
I've actually got a pint of fake blood downstairs. So I'm.
When you go to your kitchen, anyway, do you think, oh, there's some cherry juice?
Actually, fake blood is not that hard to make. You got to have corn syrup, clear corn syrup, and food coloring. And to add a little bit of thickness to it, use chocolate syrup.
So your blood's edible, was it?
Yes, it is edible and very safe. So if I needed to punch Dom in the face, I give him a headbutt in Running Away from the Unknown. So
in the effect, you can just like say it'd be safe to put in his mouth, so that if there's blood coming out, that's what it'd be. Okay.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, it'd be. Effects are pretty easy if you know what angle to shoot at and how to perform the effect. But yeah, I mean, I could do special effects. I've watched these movies for 20 some years, and thanks to DVD commentary and
You okay? Come on.
There we go. But the effect is fairly easy. I mean, because thanks to commentary, DVD commentary, and my favorite killers, from the movies, writing their own books, I've learned a lot.
Yeah. We got just looking at the questions, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, that's nothing.
Troll?
Yeah.
Yep. What I figured. They have nothing better to do.
Let's just remove that.
And on a personal note, PG-13 chat, but their manhood is about that big.
Yeah. That's it. That's gone now. Let's minimize that again. Ashley Powell, if you're still there, please still ask him some stuff.
Yeah.
Or anybody that's got anything, nice to say. Be sure to hit us with some stuff so we can answer something.
Yeah, and tonight, before you go to bed, watch Running Away from the Unknown. It's on YouTube.
And I actually linked it in the description of this video, so it'd be a lot easier to just click on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, who played? Was it actually Dominic's mother that played in the film as well? What was that?
That was actually Cordesia.
Who's that?
That's the one that edited the movie. See, Dom's parents are deceased. So, yeah. So that's I mean, but yeah, that's a couple of actors playing his parents, and my girlfriend Tammy was actually the nurse.
All right.
And my girlfriend Tammy was the nurse in the hospital, and she was also the one driving.
I definitely remember now.
Yeah, she was also driving the car that kicked him out of the car. So yeah, that was my girlfriend.
I might have to watch this again. I think I'm gonna probably have to watch it tomorrow because it'll be getting late when I come off here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna maybe watch this again tomorrow, and when we do it, I'll give you my thoughts on it again as well.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to make a really good movie. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do, but that's with every movie, you know. So,
I'm sorry that you have people who don't like it as well, though.
well, I
So
mean, you know,
I think at the end of the day, it was like tackling a subject that's real.
hmm
At the end of the day, with this particular thing, it is a project. It is a movie.
hmm yeah. I mean, well, it's a movie, and plus, people got to realize this was our first time making a movie, but we did it. You know, that's the step is we actually, you know, succeeded in making it.
Is it your favorite project so far?
So far, I mean, I do enjoy somewhat the writing and the directing of the stuff. So, I mean, but you know, I figured I'd let Dom take the reins of this movie. You know, the five of us, because he knows more about the gangsters and the mob and everything like that than I do.
Do you have like a particular costume you're gonna wear, or like a look you're gonna have for this film?
Well, what I'm supposed to be is there's actually a mafia that's a southern mafia, and I'm just gonna be what I'm gonna base the character on is a serial killer named Richard the Iceman Kuklinski,
Hmm.
and he wasn't Italian either, so he was actually a person from where was he from? He was Polish,
Hmm.
and he was one of the most feared and scary serial killers back then because he would kill a person for looking at him funny.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna base him. Basically, I'm gonna play the character as a nice guy when you meet him. You know, shake his hand, look him in the eye, but when you turn around, if he doesn't like you, he'll slit your throat.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm gonna be yeah, as I hate to say it, but an asshole. But that's the way that you know some parts call for, so that's what I'm gonna do.
How many years do you think down the line you'll have? I mean, how many projects do you think you'll have done in the next? Don't know how many years.
Well, with the way that me and Dom think, that's one reason that we became such good friends is because we think alike.
Yeah.
And his ideas, throws me ideas, and then I'll throw him ideas, and then put them together, and they sound pretty good. So we should have quite a bit of projects here.
Do you live? Do you both live in different states?
Yes, he actually moved to Rochester, New York, where my girlfriend was living,
Yeah.
and she actually introduced him to Rochester, New York, and he rented the place from one of Tammy's friends.
Okay.
So he's living in Rochester, New York, about a 9-hour drive from me.
So you're not that far from New York then.
No, I'm not very far at all, and I mean that's like when we go to the convention in Cincinnati, Ohio. It takes me about an hour, hour and 30 minutes to drive to Cincinnati.
You drive
So
now.
yes, I've drove for many years, but luckily this past year, Tammy got a car, so
So
I
you
can
got a
drive.
car. That's good.
Yeah, so I can drive now again. So that's why I apologize for not being able to do this chat Friday, but I was actually doing a doctor's appointment and I had a bunch of errands to run. So
Yeah.
because it's the first of the month and the bills were due.
Hmm. We know about that, and my mum does as well. So.
Yeah, so I mean,
What did you do yesterday?
I actually just sat around and relaxed, and me and my girlfriend watched old episodes of the TV show Dinosaurs.
Oh, I know the show you mean. I think.
Yeah, the basically the live action puppet,
Yeah.
of dinosaurs. So yeah, we will actually watch that show. I used to watch it all the time when I was a kid. That's one reason I love the channel you can get off of the internet called Hulu.
Hmm. That reminds me of you say puppets. Remember
Hmm.
the um, Angel spin-off show, and that had a puppet episode in it.
Yeah, I never watched Angel. That's like Tammy's asked me many times to watch shows with her. Her favorite show in the entire world, along with my cousin, is Supernatural.
Yeah.
And I just, for some reason, I just can't get into it.
Yeah, I got the seasons all the way up to at the moment season 11.
Yeah.
I think season 12 may be out. I might get it for Christmas. I don't know. But the one that's on the WB at the moment, I believe, is season 13.
Hmm.
So quite a
Yeah.
lot of shows for the two actors to still be doing.
Yep. And I mean, that's like another thing. People are really into Walking Dead.
Do you like that?
I never did. I
No.
just I just thought it was the first couple of seasons I watched with my mom, and she loved it, and I'm just sitting there going, you can get this from any George Romero zombie movie, you know.
People always say, like, try and get you into watching other stuff,
Hmm.
and I'm like, I like what I like. How can you change
Yeah.
my mind into like anything different? Okay, you've got like here I have the British shows, like Doctor Who and stuff like that. That's the show I started watching in 2005, and I still like it now. When Supernatural started in 2005, I think that came in 2005,
Yeah.
11, 12, 13 seasons on. I watched that back when it first came out, and I'm still with it now. I may give maybe the one episode a go of something, but I think that if it's not something that I can get really into,
Hmm.
a show that because like if I made a show on just read up on a show, and I think what, I think I'll enjoy that.
Hmm.
That's like I did for Supernatural, and I got into it. If somebody suggests something, and you're like, well, I'll give it a go, but I might not because it's not something I'm not that into.
Yeah.
And I think it's like when people say, you need to watch this, like The Walking Dead or something. I think, like you said about it being kind of like the zombie movies.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
I got like zombie movies. Why would I want to get into a TV show about zombies if I'm enjoying the movies that much?
yeah.
So
I mean,
it's kind of like
un-
that.
yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, George Romero passed away
Yeah,
recently, but that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Instead of sitting there watching The Walking Dead every week, go rent or go buy one of the best zombie movies ever, which is Dawn of the Dead, 1978.
yeah,
Buy, Land of the Dead, which is a great movie. Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 remake that Tom Savini made.
yeah. I've
It,
got that one. I really do love that one.
it's
And
classic.
Dawn of the Dead, that's great as well.
Yes, Dawn of the Dead is one of, in my opinion, my personal opinion, Dawn of the Dead was one of the crowning jewels in zombie movies
Mm-hmm.
because there's not one scene in that movie I didn't like. And I mean, also, what really makes me mad about the Walking Dead series is that we've been to a lot of conventions with the Walking Dead stars,
Yeah,
and there's a guy named Carl, the kid, Carl,
yeah.
who was there, the actor was there, and he was charging $100 for his autograph.
We'll have to end in about 30 minutes. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, but he was charging $100 American for his autograph just because he was on The Walking Dead.
yeah,
And I mean, to me, if you had the entire cast of The Walking Dead on one side of the building, and you had Linda Blair, Kane Hodder, and all the others, I mean Robert England, all those from my childhood, which side do you think I'm going to?
go with what you know best and enjoy best.
Yep. So Linda Blair would be my first autograph that day. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm just not into the. I mean, yeah, I can understand where Supernatural is a good show. I just can't sit down and actually get into TV shows like I can a movie.
yeah, but I understand what you mean as well. So
Yeah, I mean,
like I said, my side of it as well, so I can relate, you know. So
yeah. So I mean, it's no offense to anybody that likes Supernatural or The Walking Dead. I just can't get into them.
yeah,
You
no,
know?
and that's fine because we have like we like what we like I say, and
Yeah.
you can't change that. People can't
And
change that.
and I would have a lot of women hating me right now, but everybody loves Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. Daryl Dixon was a character that was wrote in to the movie. He never existed in the comic book, and I can't stand his character. I just can't. I can't do it. But
One of my other favorite zombie movies was Zombieland.
Zombieland was actually a fun movie. It surprised me. Um,
Yeah, how Woody Harrison looking for his Twinkie.
yeah, through the whole movie,
I
snowballs.
actually
I
bought
hate
some recently
snowballs.
in our local. I actually sell them now in the UK.
Yes, I know you told me about that. I'm glad they do.
So
Twinkies,
I bought some on Monday, and well, they're all gone now. But my mum
Twinkies.
said he'd probably buy some more in the next week or so.
Yeah, but I mean,
Um,
it's amazing that a little sponge cake
yeah, he
with
wants.
white cream is so good.
Yeah, and he was looking for the whole film.
Yeah, but one of my favorite scenes was snowballs. I hate snowballs.
Do you like snowballs?
Snowballs are all right. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of coconut, but yeah,
No,
snowballs are all right. Have you
actually, they
had a
sell those
snowball?
here. They sell those here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, not the hostess ones, but like a different make one.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's the same thing.
Hmm.
A chocolate cake covered in coconut, that's a snowball.
Do you like Twinkies?
I love Twinkies.
How often do you have them?
I have them on occasion. I like donuts better.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of like that, isn't it? We've got the jelly or the jam inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, jam in London, but jelly here. I mean, you
I do
guys.
like chocolate donuts.
Yes, I love chocolate donuts, especially cream filled donuts.
Yeah.
Custard donuts are amazing.
Yeah, we do that. We have those here as well. We got I think it first came from the States, but is it Krispy Kreme?
Krispy Kreme's awesome. Yep, but Krispy Kreme and you guys have chocolate eclairs there.
Yeah.
Those are good.
You have those?
Yes, I love them. I love.
They like the cake with the chocolate stripe on the top with the cream inside.
Yes, those are amazing, especially with a big glass of milk.
Yeah.
So you can't beat it.
What's your like daily treat you'd have to have every day or nearly every day?
Well, to tell you the truth, where I've kind of cut back on a lot of snacks,
Yeah.
I've went with just regular suckers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, candy suckers. I've just started having those every once in a while.
We've got somebody here, Ellie Coakley saying, "How how are you?"
Doing fine. I don't believe I know you, but
Neither do I. Somebody new here, and then saying, "What have you been up to?"
I have basically been immersing myself in the world of Stephen King.
Yeah, and then somebody else just saying hi, hello.
Hello.
But that one there at the top there, how's you and what have you been doing? Um, well, me, I am the host. I've been enjoying chatting to Eugene. I on one of these chats haven't done for a past year, so it's been good to catch up and pretty much having fun talking about what we usually like to talk on here, which is movies, horror movies, and this is a Christmas special in the way that we haven't done this for a while, and I thought we'd bring up a special, and might do another one in January, New Year's, yeah, January, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you too. Um, During the convention, they had a costume photo op
Yeah.
with C.J. Graham as Jason. So downstairs on my wall is an 8x10 picture with me and my buddy standing right beside C.J. Graham, with C.J. Graham dressed just like Jason from Part 6, because he played Jason in Part 6. So,
That's good.
yep, so I can actually say I survived Jason, even though he has a huge knife pointed at my chest.
That was good.
Yeah, so I will have to, in the next chat, I will have to bring that picture up and let you see it.
That'd be good on the New Year's episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool picture. That's one of my favorite pictures that I've ever done with a celebrity.
Well, I keep in touch with you off these anyway, don't I, privately? So we'll discuss when we'll do the next one, and
Yeah, okay.
when you can show that off as well. So that'd be good.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. But excuse me a second, because cigars roasting on an open fire.
Who's your first ever idol you ever met at a convention?
My first ever idol was Gunnar Hansen, and I got to meet him at a convention in Louisville, Kentucky, which was about 100 miles from me. Don't know what it'd be in kilometers, but I know you guys use kilometers. But we went to the convention, and he was the first person that I seen at the convention, because I went to that convention specifically for Gunnar Hansen.
Yeah.
And I got his autograph, luckily, before he passed away. But my buddy Matthew, who's also in Running Away from the Unknown with me, he went to the convention with me, and he said that my feet didn't hit the floor when I seen Gunnar at the end of the hall. He said I basically floated toward him. Because that's one of the reasons that I got into acting and being the big bully type guys, because I wanted to follow in Gunnar and Kane Hodder's footsteps.
Yeah. Any other idols and upcoming things you want to meet that you've never seen before?
I actually have not yet got a Linda Blair autograph.
Does she still do conventions, or?
She still does conventions, and I've made it up. I made up my mind the next time she's at a convention. She's kind of expensive with her autographs and pictures, but the more you think about it, she's an icon.
Does she still act?
I think she's kind of semi-retired on acting.
Yeah.
But that's another dream that would come true if I got to be in a movie with her.
That'd be cool.
Because, I mean, yeah, Linda Blair, even though, you know, she's kind of expensive for her autograph, you're meeting a woman who is in my opinion, the scariest movie in the world.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, The Exorcist still holds up today.
I mean,
no
the
matter what
prosthetics she had on that film as a child, they look good for the character.
Yeah, and I mean, she played it to an amazing level, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like me and a couple people were talking, me and Ashley were talking about American Psycho the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people say that that's my next point coming up. A lot of people say American Psycho is stupid.
Right.
But today's horror movies, if you really want my honest opinion, depending on what movies they're watching, like, for example, the Saw movies.
Yeah.
And they made already like 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
The very first Saw I really enjoyed. The second one was good. But after that, they kind of tampered off for me. But now you got a whole new audience that loves the Saw movies and hates the classics.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. That's why I'm kind of careful with new stuff now.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that says The Exorcist isn't scary. There's people that say The Exorcist was just stupid. They say American Psycho was stupid. You have to understand, if you look at American Psycho in an artistic way, the movie is beautifully shot, and Christian Bale's performance as Patrick Bateman was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his acting was spot on. The movie is beautifully shot. It had a really strong script, and the director did a fabulous job on it. So, and I mean, but people seem to not acknowledge it anymore. People are saying that the classics suck, and that they need to start making horror movies more to date, and that's just, in my opinion, that's just wrong. That's why in the next 3 years, I am going to write a horror movie that somebody would think was written in the 80s.
That'd be good.
So, yep, I'm going to break that chain, hopefully.
Hmm. Would you ever like to do like prosthetic work, like a movie where you acted that stuff?
Yeah, I could do prosthetic work. I mean, a lot of people talk about claustrophobia when you got all the makeup and stuff on.
Yeah.
But if I can put a rubber head over my body and
Oh,
walk
from
around,
Jason. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, if I can put a rubber head over my body and put a hockey mask over top of that and walk around at a convention for 2 to 3 hours, I can do prosthetic work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I would be more than happy to do prosthetic work. I did prosthetic work when I did the haunted house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had to cast my entire head in plaster.
Alginate or something.
Yeah, it's plaster, and they usually use alginate for your teeth.
Yeah.
But some people use alginate to use for a mold because it's stronger. But I had to sit in the chair for 6 hours with two straws in my nose.
Hmm.
I couldn't see, I couldn't talk. I just had to sit there and be quiet and wait till the stuff dried.
Yeah, actors like Robert England and Robin Williams for Doubtfire, they had to go for all that to get their exact face features for their masks they had to have made.
Yeah, because I mean, there's nothing better than a custom made mask to fit your face because it's comfortable.
Yeah, and it's just like putting on like a false version of your own face.
Yeah, and I mean, well, it may, have horns or you may have a big, huge nose, but the inside of the mask perfectly form fits your face.
Yeah. One like a few years ago, well, quite a long time ago now, I bought this like vampire prosthetic. It came in from the US.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a Lost Boys type one, and
Oh.
it sort of covered the cheekbones and over your
Mm-hmm.
forehead as well, so it sort of brings out your like that.
Yeah.
And
So.
it came with a kit that you can color it, and it came with spirit gum, which is like the glue.
Mm-hmm.
I think they also use other adhesives, don't they, as well? But spirit gum was the thing that came with it, and it came with a remover. You like pull a piece of the skin down and put the remover inside it. You got to be kind of gentle so you don't break it.
Mm-hmm.
Like break the mask.
Yeah.
So if
That's
you wanted to reuse it and you had it off, gently enough, you could reuse it.
yeah. That's actually I'm going to be in the market next year for a clown prosthetic.
Okay.
It's going to have a big, huge, long chin, really weird forehead, and a really weird nose.
Yeah.
So
You
I'm
gonna
actually
you gonna wear it?
I am going to wear it, and I'm going to make my own character out of it. And that's possibly going to be one of the members of the crazy family in my movie in the next 3 years.
How do you put prosthetics over a beard?
That's going to be the unfortunate part. This has to be gone.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, yeah, that's the plan is that I'm gonna get this prosthetic and I'm gonna make my own character out of it.
For one
It's
of your
gonna,
future movies, is it?
yeah, it's gonna be this character I'm thinking of. He's a lot like Leatherface, where he wears his identity through the mask he uses.
I just thought something funny then. Instead of it could be called what?
What is it? But but no, what I'm planning on doing is this character is so mentally disturbed that he has found out that a lot of people's fears are clowns, and he's going to become a new identity with a clown.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I mean, the mask in itself, even if you don't paint it, as the clown makeup, it's a creepy face.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I might even, if I decide not to paint it or take the clown makeup off, if I don't use it as a clown, maybe I can use him as some kind of creepy mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that wears coveralls and is a big guy, and if you mess with him, he'll hit you in the head with a big wrench. So,
Is it going to be like made from your own face style, sort of?
yeah, I mean, well, it's going, the place that sells it is a place that specializes in prosthetic makeup. And any foam latex prosthetic
Yeah.
will form to your face when you put it on.
Okay.
So
That's good.
don't have to go through the trouble of getting a mold made for my face.
That's bit. I guess that'd be a bit easier than having to do what certain other actors have done in the past.
Yeah, but I mean, if I ever get a job asking me to do prosthetic work, I'll do it.
Yeah.
No problem.
We haven't got any new stuff yet.
Okay. Well, how many viewers we got?
Uh, oh, none now.
Oh, okay. Well,
We've had.
oh well.
I'm good.
Yeah. So,
Well, I think
oh
it's a
well.
couple of minutes anyway. So,
Yeah. But
what's your plans for the rest of the day?
I am probably going, after I finish the chat, probably go downstairs, have a bite of dinner, and then get back into it. I'm still waiting for the sequel of What. So
That was quite good, though. Actually, there's this new clown film. Oh God, I've lost the name of it now. You ever seen a movie called All Hallows Eve?
yes,
It's kind of a follow-up, a sequel to that.
okay.
And what the clown? What was it called? I can't remember the name of it, but I got it's like a sequel to that, and it looks kind of good.
Have you seen Jeepers Creepers 3 yet?
Is out now.
Yes,
I own the original two, but I've never seen the third one yet. No, have you?
not yet, but from what I understand, it came on the Sci-Fi Channel straight to cable.
So never got a big theater release then.
It got a couple of releases in theaters, but I was going through my Facebook and scrolling down my wall on Facebook, and one of my cousins said, Jeepers Creepers 3, I wasted an hour and 30 minutes of my life. So, if you decide to watch it, tread lightly.
Yeah.
It would be my advice, because I don't know. I mean, part 2 was good. Part 1 was even better.
Yeah.
But I don't know about this third one.
Part two was the one with the school bus, wasn't it?
Yes, and had one of my favorite scenes in it where one of the students got decapitated and he come back in the bus dancing.
Yeah, I remember that bit.
Without a head. He was standing there going, without a head. And then he just fell over. And I'm like, what is that? He wouldn't be able to dance without a head. He ain't got a brain anymore. Instead of standing there looking like Michael Jackson from Thriller, just fall over. Don't look like a dead guy doing a dance. He looked like he was doing the Macarena. But yeah, he was decapitated and doing a dance in the movie.
How could they do that in a horror movie when it's supposed to be scary?
Yeah, I know, because
I mean, sounds ridiculous in the way it's supposed to be scary, but laugh at that, you know?
well, I mean that's also the.
Or how about if it was made more scary the way you've got dancing body, no head, blood spurting out?
Well, I mean, another prime example of where I laughed in a movie where I wasn't supposed to was this huge movie back when I was a teenager come out called Titanic. And, well, I'm sure that you guys got it over there too, Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio. And, well, there's a scene in that movie where the ship is sinking, and there's people falling off the boat hitting the propellers, and every time they hit the propellers, their body would go ding. So I was sitting there with my mother watching it. Mom was in tears, and I was sitting over there going, because they had to add the sound effect of the ding every time they hit the propeller, so I couldn't help but laugh.
And it's supposed to be such a serious movie as well.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, they added the sound effect of the bodies hitting the propeller, and when the bodies hit the propeller, they sound like a bell. So I'm sitting there going, people are dying, and it's a serious movie. Mom's smacking me on the side of the head, going, "Stop!" And I just couldn't help it. I just laughed.
And then like movies that you just couldn't help but laugh at.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and there's some movies that people take serious, and I find a scene that's very stupid, like a line or something, I'll just burst out laughing.
Yeah.
I just can't help it. I'm like, well, that was dumb.
Especially in horror film.
Yeah, especially in horror films. I mean, I find mistakes in horror films all the time. So
I got a headless, armless body walking around.
Yeah. Silent Hill.
Really? Actually, I got that film. I need to rewatch that for that then.
Well, I mean, it's not exactly headless. It looks like a pile of snot have been pulled over their head, but still, he has no arms, and he's walking down the street kind of like Michael Jackson in Thriller, and he spews pus out of his chest to hurt the people. So I'm just sitting there going, what the hell is that? I'm just like, okay, Pyramid Head was awesome, but that character that has no arms and is basically jiggling down the street instead of walking, and he sprays pus out of his chest to hurt people, I'm just going, this is stupid.
Wasn't there like a nurse character as well, like a big white head?
There's a nurse. There's a couple of nurse characters, but they do have heads and bodies. This one didn't have no arms, and it looked like a big giant pile of snot has been pulled over his head, and he's walking around, looks like he's dancing a jig. So I'm just sitting there going, what in the hell is that? Am I supposed to be scared of it? Because if I'd been there in person, I'd probably sit down on the sidewalk laughing at it.
I think I would too.
Yeah, because I mean, you're supposed to kill me. You look so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, certain things like that in a movie, you try and take it serious, even if it's a scary movie, and you just end up laughing at something that's as ridiculous as it looks.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing, too, is that today's horror audience, unfortunately, will watch that movie and go, oh, that was terrifying. I'm sitting there going, are you stupid?
Yeah.
You know, that wasn't the least bit terrifying. If it was anything, it was a comedy. You know, and I mean, give me Jason any day.
Yeah, he's serious. You wouldn't have him having do anything that can really laugh you out loud.
No, I mean, because Jason's not going to stab somebody in the head and do the moonwalk.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Jason is going to crush your head and walk away.
Yeah.
You know, he's just
without a care, because that's who he is.
Yep, without a care, and the only thing he cares about is his mother. So,
yeah.
Unlike Jackie Earl Haley in the remake, going around going, "I'm gonna cut you." That was. Have you seen that?
The remake of Nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, one of the stupidest lines and scenes I ever seen. Why are you crying? I ain't even started cutting you yet. Like, are you getting a cold? You know, I mean, he's straining his best to sound like Freddy and scary, and I'm just sitting there going, this guy's a moron.
You know what? With that movie, I'm glad they never did a follow-up or a sequel of it.
Yeah, I am too. But they're talking about it, and you know who they're trying to cast?
Not him again.
Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon as Freddy Krueger. Also, where Charles Manson just died, they are trying to make a movie of his life with Brad Pitt as Charles Manson.
Kevin
Movies,
Bacon, the prosthetics look ridiculous on him. I'm sorry, but
yeah, I know. I mean, but yeah, they're trying to get Kevin Bacon to be Freddy Krueger. Of all people, that's and if they actually make that piece of trash and they're charging a penny, or in your case over there, a pence
yeah.
to see it, I wouldn't even give that. I'd be like, I found a rock. Here you go. Can I see it now? I'd be like, that's what I'll give you. I'll give you a rock to pay for my ticket.
But Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon as Freddy, I mean, it'd be better if they asked the original one to come back, but I don't think he would now, do you?
He expressed no interest in being the character again. Of course, Robert England's now like 70 some years old,
Okay.
but still, I'm sure they could find an actor that could portray Freddy Krueger at least decently.
Yeah.
Don't get Jackie Earle Haley. Don't get freaking Kevin Bacon. They'll probably ask Tom Cruise next. Interested in playing Freddy, Mr. Cruise? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, it's what they need to do then. But
I played Freddy Krueger.
I couldn't play Freddy Krueger. I'm too fat to play Freddy Krueger. So
Well,
they'd
you
be
gotta
like,
be like you gotta be like some little skinny one, have you?
yes, you got to be as tall, well, kind of a short, skinny dude. I'm not that.
Um, how about the original Nightmare films? Let's bring a bit of seriousness back into our over remakes and silly film. Out of the original ones, I kind of like the seventh one, Wes Craven's New
Uh,
Nightmare.
yes, that had a really good story. I mean, that showed that Freddy was not just a movie character. He was a real being that could, come out of the script and kill you.
Yeah, and they had Robert Englund play himself as well.
Yes, Robert England appeared as himself. Heather Langenkamp,
Yeah.
appeared as herself. Wes Craven appeared as himself. But
That was a good movie. I can't rank them all, but if I ranked, say, I'd say the seventh first, then maybe the rest of the series afterwards.
my favorite would probably have to be 1 and 3.
Yeah, when Heather Langen comes back as and works in the hospital.
Yes, Dream Warriors.
Yeah,
I loved the premise of where Freddy's actually fighting, these kids that can get these powers because it's their dream.
yeah.
So I like that fact, and plus, you're not going to touch the original. Nobody can top that. The original Nightmare on Elm Street was a horror movie. They didn't make it into a comedy with Kevin Bacon running around going, "I'm going to stab you with my finger." Just, it was a horror movie. It was a good, old fashioned scary movie.
The only one Kevin Bacon film I wouldn't say it was exactly totally a horror, but it was sort of a sci-fi horror, and that was the um,
Tremors?
Hollow Man.
Okay, yeah. Hollow Man was good. I liked Hollow Man. My favorite Bacon film was Tremors, with the giant worms coming out of the Nevada desert.
I've not seen that one. I have to give that one a watch.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it stars Fred Ward and Kevin Bacon and the country singer Reba McEntire.
Mm-hmm.
She
First time,
actually
First ever thing I saw Kevin Bacon in was The River Wild.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was a classic movie.
It had the
He
kid
played,
from Jurassic Park in it.
yeah, and also he played a very sadistic character in that movie, Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, but it was a classic movie. And another movie that falls by the wayside that nobody seems to remember, that's a classic movie, is The Good Son
Hmm.
with Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood.
Yeah, I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, I mean, Macaulay Culkin, it's not a horror film. It's based on, it's based around horror, but I would call it a thriller drama movie.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, he's plays a really really mean little brat in that movie.
I'll just take a look at the comments for the last time a minute, and I'll close the side chat because we know have to be done in a minute.
Okay.
Last Avenger here. Tom Cruise as Freddy Krueger. I think he says that sounds kind of weird.
Well, we're Hollywood's working things now. You wouldn't be surprised.
Who would like to see Nightmare on Elm Street on ice?
Well, if they'd have to hire a really good skater to be Freddy Krueger because he couldn't, if Nancy run away from him on skates and he slid down all the time. Wouldn't be
that was the last two questions. It was I just closed the side chat now.
Okay, but thank you guys for the questions. We appreciate it. I mean, but yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street on ice? Nah. Not really.
That'd be just like some sort of ridiculous, actually.
Well, it'd be a good thing for drunk people to go to.
Yeah. It's 11:37 here, so thanks to Ashley and some of the others who joined us. And last event, Drew just said about just now. Thank you for that bit about Tom Cruise as Freddy Krueger. No, don't do that. And Nightmare on Elm Street on ice sounds kind of ridiculous.
And don't do Kevin Bacon as Freddy either.
Yeah, he'd look ridiculous.
Yep, but
okay, guys, this was the first chat back after doing the Johnson's Live last year. We will be back with a New Year's special, and we'll see whatever happens after that takes place as well. But guys, this was the Johnson's Live Hangout back for a special edition. And Eugene, do you want to say your goodbyes, and then I'll end up.
Thank you guys for the questions. Thank you guys for looking at the hockey mask and hood, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah. We're not going to be gone forever, guys. But until we do come back, this is it until then. So goodbye and take care for now, guys.
Bye, guys.